There's a hole in my heart. My soul is bleeding. I need to free my mind and see what I'm feeling. 'Cause Lord knows, Lord knows, I'm tired of the way he treats me. Tired of the guilty feelings. Tired of the broken dreams. Tired of the public things. Tired of the baby mama. Tired of the ghetto drama. Tired of the back and forth. Tired of in and out the courtside. Tired of all the games and lies. Tired of phony alibis. Tired of praying that it works. Even tired of going to church. Tired of paying these bills. And I'm tired of keeping it real. I'm tired of crying. I'm tired of falling. Tired of the hate of mine. I'm tired of the pride of mine. I'm tired of the games. I'm so tired. 'Cause it's about to drive me insane. And I'm so tired of taking it. City, I'm so tired of faking it. You don't do it for me no more. You just don't do it no more. I'm tired of being wrong and doing right. Said I'm tired of keeping peace and time of mine. Tired of letting go and holding on. Tired of feeling weak and being strong. So let me hear if you're tired. Gotta make some noise if you're tired. I'll throw 'em up if you're tired. Now wake your head if you're tired.
I took a hit for the team. Took a bullet for the dream. That we would one day all be free. Free from prejudice. Free from sexism. Free from bigotry. I die for creativity. I die for freedom to be free. I died and left a legacy. Oh, but baby, I'm still live through technology. After the sun, comes the rain. And after the storm, the sun will start shining. What is the pain? And tears of pain. And tears of pain. Your destiny will manifest. Yes, bones in the city.
What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Everyone, hello. Hold on, get my music together. Hold on. Can y'all hear me out there? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Please let me know if y'all can hear me. I got 3 people watching right now. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. This live, of course, is not planned. No thumbnail, no description. This live was inspired by a conversation I had about an hour or so ago with an individual that's a part of my inner circle. It seems as if though hell is on the horizon. And the gag is, because of fear, we have manifested this hell on the horizon. It seems like humanity has been manifesting a lot of hell on the horizon for the longest time now. The conversation started off, what's going on, Chief Soul? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Also, I might drop the link because I'm on StreamYard. Normally, I do my lives on OBS, and I don't know how to do any sort of sharing the link with OBS, so I'm on StreamYard. So if any of y'all want to come up, possibly, let me know and I will send y'all the link. But the conversation started off because I was on the phone with this individual and I was on Twitter. And what's recently been going on Twitter now is that there is this body cam footage of this black woman. And again, I'm ignorant for real to the facts of the situation. I can only go off of what it is that I have seen. The video of a black woman who I'm going to assume has mental health issues, because from what I do know, it was a wellness checkup on this woman who came out and started attacking a Asian police officer to the point to where that police officer had no choice but to resort to deadly force, therefore unaliving her. What's pissing me off is that there are people out there who are saying that that is what all Black Lives Matter is about. That's what it's about. That Black Lives Matter is just a lie. It's just a scheme. It's just a scam. And I mean, I've seen it happening repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly. And I'm about to go upstairs and tell them to kind of calm it down a little because I'm on live and I'm trying to think. Looking at that video, for what I've seen, that woman legally is in the wrong. She came out the door swinging a knife, cutting a police officer, and the police officer responded in the way that he could, which was self-defense. The fact that they are using that video, that clip, to completely demonize Black lives by saying that George Floyd and Philando Castile and all the other individuals who have lost their lives, that is all a lie. Then the conversation went forward to where the individual I was talking to could understand why some white people feel the way they feel about blackness. And that led to a really interesting conversation using racism and queerphobia as one of the outlets or the branches from the tree of fear and ignorance. And how we, through our fear and ignorance, play right into it. So all the other videos of unarmed black people being unalived has now been shat on because of this one particular video. When you have black people running away and getting shot, when you run away, or the person that is in the situation runs away from you, they are no longer a threat. If you kill them or shoot them as they're running away, now you're the one in the wrong. That's legally. Meanwhile, the majority of these police officers have gotten off with administrative leave and pay. But then we went deeper about how this stuff is systemic. This shit is really systemic. Let's not act like 50, 60 years ago, a lot of hardcore, overt racist shit was not happening. And black people at that time were calm, cool, collected, had no choice but to be. They were not allowed the right or the opportunity to feel how they feel about the situation, about their own lived experiences. And to this day, they're trying to go back. But even though we have all these problems and these issues going on, I remember Boss Man, shout out to Boss Man, and Boss Man, I'm still waiting on your response to my invitation. Because again, I'm not going to argue you down because you don't show up in the same frequency as some of your compadres through fear, ignorance, and fupas do. Okay? But he said something that was so, I guess, a reminder to me and hopefully to everybody else. He stated and he said, we cannot call out the hypocrisy of others if we don't call out our hypocrisy first. Or, how the Bible put it, how can you talk about the speck of dust in your brother's eye, but you can't see this big ass tree trunk coming out of yours? The problem is whenever we try to have conversations to help strengthen us as people, whether it be black, whether it be queer, whatever, humans, there is this resistance. When you have people in the world who are out here trying to make a genuine change for humanity, it seems like humanity does not care. It seems like humanity doesn't have the time to do all that because I'm worried about my own life. I'm worried about my own bubble until something happens that bursts all of our bubbles. What I'm also realizing is that a lot of people like the fear. They like the fear. The fear makes them feel comfortable. The fear makes them feel alive. Even to the detriment of those coming up after you. All you people who talk about children and protecting the children, y'all are not protecting the children. Y'all are not protecting the children. Y'all have failed the children. To the point to where I'm even contemplating if even I want to have kids, and I never thought that. The fact that we keep looking back at history and we are still doing the same thing energetically. Maybe it's the empath in me. I don't know. But we need to do something to change the trajectory of humanity. And we all gonna have to play our part in it. Keyword, all. Because if we don't, whatever hellfire that's finna come hit us, we deserve it. At least that's how the universe is gonna look at it energetically. Because we're not aware. To the point to where assumptions can literally dictate, fuck up, and end your life. That in the midst of this fear, ignorance, and chaos, innocent people are going to be caught in the crossfire. And then you'll have people that will sit there and say, oh, such is life, such is life. Okay, but when it happened to your ass, such is life. But see, we realize that when it happens to us, now we have this greater awareness. Shit. Yeah, because it's happening to you now. Because now your title and your status and your money and all these other things in the world that you thought was going to protect you from accountability, protect you from truth, all that stuff got shattered. Last night, I binge watched the limited series on Netflix entitled Mr. McMahon. I was a big wrestling fan. When I became an adult, there was a little period where I was kind of back in wrestling, but I just haven't been in it recently. But when I was a child, I remember watching wrestling, especially during the Attitude Era, with D-Generation X and The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Brood with Gangrel and all of them just being outside the box. When he started doing the business with his father, at that time, America was broken up into different factions as far as the wrestling circuit is concerned. But Vince said, you know what? I have an idea. I don't want to just be a regular run-of-the-mill ass wrestling promoter who's just limited to a certain area. I want to make WWF, at the time, WWE, the biggest sports entertainment franchise in the world. And he manifested that. But not without stepping on other people's necks, not without throwing people under the bus, and not without being a complete egomaniac who put the business above everything else, including his fucking family. He went to other factions within America and literally stole talent from underneath other promoters in other areas because he had more money, more reach. And then had the nerve to feel some type of way when karma started hitting his ass and other wrestling organizations like WCW or ECW were doing to him what he did in the beginning. That's why I was sitting here like, girl, for the people who don't have awareness, I'm praying for y'all. I'm really praying for y'all. Not P-R-E-Y, but P-R-A-Y. I'm praying for y'all. Because society got us all fucked up. We all arguing with each other and stuff because we all on all sides are afraid. But then we have to look at history to validate those fears. And then we do nothing to work through them. I remember I had the doc on my platform, and I brought up the black mortician, again, the one that does the nasty, dirty, gut-churning, stomach-turning ass work. And that black mortician said he is sick and tired of embalming young black bodies who are being taken out of here for the dumbest shit. He has sat down passionately with almost damn near tears in his eyes, saying that it breaks his heart that whenever he starts filling up those empty shell of children with formaldehyde, that fluid comes out of all the orifices, even their tear ducts, to where it looks like they're crying on the motherfucking slab, girl. Get big ass pictures to show the chest cavity exposed. Taking caskets out on the fucking streets to show people the ugly part of what I have to do when y'all out here doing dumb stuff. What the cleanup actually looks like. How he got to sit in front of black fathers and black mothers crying. Do you know what that does to someone's psyche? And how strong they have to be to compartmentalize their humanity when they're seeing black fathers and mothers and brothers and sisters and grandparents and other people that love these people who have deceased to come in and try to plan this stuff with them, and they're black. Even did one video where he got the permission of a mother to allow her dead son, of course with a sheet over his body, to be in the background so that when you're talking to him, you can look past him and see the body with the sheet over it in the background, just to make it more real, and then be told that people simply don't care. That he can do all of that and the numbers will still rise, and the people will not stand up in their own neighborhoods and their own communities to stop this from happening. Even when you tell them that they could become the victim of the next shooting. And then I showed a compilation on Twitter where they really don't have any limits. You can pretty much show anything and everything over there. And I took what I thought would be somewhat safe to put on YouTube as far as a compilation of niggas killing niggas. Niggas killing niggas. And still be told that people don't care, or better yet, this whole queer gay agenda is more stronger, more terrifying, more manipulative, more insidious than that. The fact that queer people share their experiences and their stories, back it up with video evidence, back it up with all this proof, and it's still not enough. And now we live in the information age, the age of technology, which is rapidly growing every single day, to where the evidence is that all these things are there and is being recorded and will never ever be taken away from the interwebs, and people still not learning. It's not the fact that they can't, it's the fact that they won't learn how to be better human beings for themselves, therefore be better human beings for humanity. And if y'all don't want to do that, then whatever the hell comes after this, y'all energetically asked for it. And I don't want to hear shit. The fact that I'm in my 30s and me my father, my grandfather can sit down and still have the same sentiments about racism in this country. I can sit down with other older queer people. Ended up recording older queer people sharing their experiences and stories that I never knew about in Detroit. And we still have these conversations about queerphobia. Then we look at history, the same lingo, same shit being said. And then y'all teach y'all children, the next generation, to be ignorant and fear-based like y'all. And y'all wonder why the world is falling the fuck apart. Because it's led by a bunch of scared, insecure individuals who have amassed all this material wealth and gain and still miserable. And then when people try to find happiness or peace or joy in their own lives, these people will go out of their way to destroy that. Y'all don't really care like y'all say y'all care. Y'all don't give a fuck like y'all say y'all do. All of this shit is performative. All of this shit is for clicks and for damn views at the detriment of other people. You have platforms that are bigger than mine, where more people congregate to theirs, where there could be really some real transformative conversations. But instead, those spaces are created and governed by fear-based individuals who can't even do the real shit in their own lives. Someone said that this is the softest generation we ever had. Hell yeah, it's the softest generation we ever had. Because this generation never had the chance to self-actualize. Because we've been too busy trying to heal from past shit that y'all was supposed to fix. And then you bring children who really, in a sense, didn't ask to be here to now come in and have to inherit y'all bullshit. And the sad part about it is the fact that people are going to allow assumptions to be the destruction, not just of one group, but all of us. Because if we're going to play that game, we all got stereotypes. And we be drawing on the stereotypes and then making a broad generalized, taking a broad generalized stroke or blanket over every group of people, but then don't expect to have that happen to you. That's why I say going forward, whatever you put out is going to come back to you. You put out bad, it's going to come back to you. Don't be shocked. Money ain't going to save you. Title ain't going to save you. Subscribers ain't going to save you. Super chats ain't going to save you. Y'all need to be teaching y'all children how to love themselves, how to honor themselves, and to teach them what the hell having agency over their own body and their own existence looks like and feels like, so that when they become adults, they don't go out into the world and become manipulated. Just like how we're understanding and it's being revealed to us and revealed to us how that's how Hollywood works. That's how these entertainment spaces work. They get you hyped up saying you're going to be the best. You're going to be this and you're going to be that. But they control how far you get. They control your career. When I sat there and watched that Vince McMahon documentary, and basically Vince McMahon was telling these motherfuckers, as long as you making me money, as long as you're drawing people to the seats, as long as you can create or have a sold out stadium, arena, and it's partly by your name, I will give you whatever the hell you want. You want a title? I'll give you the title. You want more creative control and to be able to go off script? I'll give you that. But what happens when they just not as lit anymore, or they become boring? Then there has to be something new. And now that person who worked hard to make your company better, to put more asses in the seats, therefore more money in your pocket for you, but you're just going to push me to the side or push these other people to the side? And then have the nerve to sit up there and say, oh, well, that's just business. Okay, I want y'all to remember those words, because those words are going to come to bite you in the ass, just like it's biting Vince McMahon in the ass right now, just like it's biting all Diddy's ass right now, like it's biting all these people who are under the illusion that if I can just obtain these worldly things, that somehow energetically and spiritually, I'm going to be absolved from shit. If anything, that makes you a prime target for the universe. Because now what happens, we see what happens when people get into control of power. Power can corrupt people, especially if they don't have a strong foundation and build that foundation in the beginning before they come into power. And you have people that's in positions of power who don't understand that you're not going to be in power forever. And you have to pass that power on to somebody else who can do far greater works than you. Didn't it say in the book, the Bible, that Christ said that y'all will go forth and do far greater works? Y'all want to gatekeep shit. And how do you gatekeep something if you're not even going to live long enough to fully gatekeep it? They're saying the life expectancy for Americans has dropped. So how are you going to be able to gatekeep something that's going to be here after you leave? Make that make sense. Y'all holding on to tradition. Tradition is going to get y'all killed. Because what does not grow becomes stagnant. And what is stagnant ends up dying. And y'all are creating that for y'all children, for y'all future generations. And then when people like me talk about this, the numbers are very low. Because don't nobody care. Everybody want the drama. Everybody want the mess. Everybody want all that other exciting shit. But at what cost? It seems like you ain't got to sell your soul in order to make it in Hollywood. You can sell your souls right on YouTube for clicks and views. And as the live has stated, checking ourselves, I have checked queer people on my platform. Even the ex ones. T.S. Madison, Hope Giselle has checked trans women, saying that they understand and they know that they will never be biologically female, and that there are some experiences that only biological females will have. They've honored that. They've called that out. But in the way that they show up in society, the social construct, shout out to Boss Man being able to say social construct without getting attacked on that platform, because when I said it, oh my God, they show up as a woman. The reason why men have a problem with that issue is because men can't just go out and fuck females off rip like that, like they used to. You got to get to know somebody now. That's how it should be. Because even the way the society has taught men, they have taught men to see women as just objects, to be objectified. Not to see them as an equal as far as a human being is concerned, and saying that they have the power to be able to do things as well. But they'll try to place them in a box. Which is why a lot of black men out there feel some type of way about Kamala becoming president. Because like I said in my last live, if Kamala can become president for a lot of black women, a lot of black men are going to feel some type of way because now black women ain't going to know how to act because they already acting out the way because they don't want to be your wives. They don't want to be your baby mamas. They don't want to be your girlfriends. And maybe you should be asking yourself why they won't do that. Because even like it said in the Vince McMahon documentary, I forgot the individual's name, but when they got on the part talking about women being objectified, like Sable, Brock Lesnar's wife, and other women, and the individual said, the wrestling is more so catered to men, and men like hot chicks. And not only that, they like demonizing or demeaning the hot chicks because they'll never have a chance with them. And when he said that, I said, you just explained the majority of these red pill spaces out here. They get mad and they complain about all these women that they would never ever get because they're not even high quality men. They're not even high profile men. So now you have this upsurgence of the real He-Man woman haters club. You thought the gays would be doing it. We ain't got nothing to do with that. That's y'all. All this stuff is systemic, which means that it's been heavily ingrained in our system to where we think this is how it should be and how it should go. Even though there's been people before us that have been working very hard to make sure it does not go down the same path, even though somehow it still goes down the same path. And that path, if you ask me, is the path of destruction. But now I'm starting to really understand from a spiritual perspective that even destruction is a part of the creation process. It's just the end part of it. And if we're not going to care as black people, and if we're not going to care as white people and straight people and queer people and humans, then we cannot complain when destruction hits us collectively. Because it seems like that's the only way we really learn, is when we have no other choice and no option. And the gag is that we had so much time to make shit work that if it ever get down to that point, we just gonna be completely fucked. Because there's gonna be some people like me that's gonna be like, no. You don't get to want to have my experience and my expertise and my energy after the fact. Because history has shown too many after the facts. When I tell y'all the wake up call about to really be on point, and I mean really on point in reference to the universe. Because again, its ways are not our ways. Its thoughts is not our thoughts. It's on a completely different frequency. A wise mystic once said, which is true, the universe only knows two things: yes, and it is done. No matter what it is. It's put out there in the realm of infinite possibilities. Now, what are you going to give your energy to? That's why I tell people to really learn to love themselves, to build their foundation and grow upon it. Because you don't get to just one level and then I've made it. No, this is an ongoing thing forever. But when you do it through love, you become more intentional. You become more aware. You start giving love to yourself, and you get to an overflow where you can give to other people without it being a detriment to you. But fear is just as powerful as love, because people give their energy to that. And then you wonder why all this shit happens. For example, with all these school shootings probably wouldn't happen if your children weren't assholes like the parents and actually treated people with respect. Y'all be blaming it on guns. A gun can't kill a person. It's the individual holding the gun that has the power to take life away. We can look at the damn UK. They have gun laws and motherfuckers over there getting shanked. They're not even getting shot. They're getting stabbed up. If a person want to take you out, they're going to find a way to take you out. It's just that a gun will make it easier. You'll be able to take out more people with that. But the intention is there. We're not dealing with the intention. Y'all want to continue to have somebody to bully and make fun of until the bully come into school with a book bag. Puts the book bag on the ground, opens it up, and pulls out a weapon. Not everybody's scared. Yeah, because a lot of y'all made it that way. Y'all neglected that person. Y'all demonized that person. And you can't get mad for them actually manifesting what it is that y'all say that they are. Especially when they're weak in their own mind, don't have no self-love, don't have people around them to teach them that, to where they have no choice but to believe that. And as we see now with these laws being drafted and trying to be put into place, and if Trump becomes president, oh my God, even the people who are affirming queer youth, affirming drama club youth, all the people who are the weird people and the dredges of society, that if you affirm them, you can be in trouble for affirming them. This shit is so intersected that I have to be all over the place. And the fact that I'm one person who don't mind going all over the place, trying to hit as many things as possible to bring light to it. And there are platforms where it be 8, 10, 12 people on the platform and we not getting nowhere. Nowhere. Instead of creating opportunities and spaces for people to learn and to educate themselves and to be better, y'all want to create places where y'all can vent y'all frustrations in reference to turning them into war rooms. Someone else said it on the Vince McMahon documentary. A lot of people watch wrestling because they get to fantasize about taking their anger out on other people. You just can't walk up to somebody and push them without consequence. You can't slap somebody in the face without consequence. So these spaces are created on YouTube for people to do that. And yes, I'm not going to hold you. I'm human. I have created lives to where it was like, okay then, well this is the game y'all on. And unfortunately, it seems like we're being forced down that road. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to, BubzDaGawd is going to defend himself. I know what it's like. All the youth that y'all are saying to protect. I know what it was like being a youth and not being protected. And not being able to tell anyone about it. As an adult, I'm still learning to heal from those experiences. Which is why I cape as hard as I do. I go hard in the paint the way that I do because I really understand and I survive the onslaught. And the people that I be on these panels with are nothing but the same individuals I grew up with. And then they expect me to respect them? To watch how I talk around them when y'all didn't watch how y'all talked around me and did me? And on top of that, I still be holding back. People be thinking that, oh, I'm giving the best that I got. I haven't got the best that I got. I learned from one of the best. I know about being strategic and holding things in reserve. Art of war over here. Sun Tzu. I literally had someone in my group chat, and they're here today. Queen Stevie said that we are living in some dangerous times. I am terrified. You have people who are terrified for their own existence. You have people who are not out here harming people, who are not agents of chaos or discord, who simply had to, first of all, accept the truth about themselves in a world while also being aware that they're doing that in a world that will not affirm them, who are still making the choice to live their best life, and that even their best life can be snuffed out. And there are some individuals who are going to say, oh, again, such is life. Okay, well, such as life is across the board. What's up, Rico? I saw that video you put on your Instagram. I was like, oh my God, I had to watch it a few times. You know what I'm talking about. Amen. And that's why I do my best to do commentary on things that seem to be opposite of what I'm saying, because in certain ways it's opposite, but at the core it's the same thing. It's just that I have the mental and emotional awareness and fortitude, again, because of the training that I went through, to be able to sit down and try to figure this stuff out. That's why I went to other platforms, trying to have conversations with other open-minded people. Because there are people who I'm going to really believe who really don't know, who are scared and who are afraid, but at the same time, they do want to work through the fear. My father is an excellent example of what working through that fear looks like. Was it easy? Hell no. Were there a lot of things within self that he had to realize? You're right. But he did all that to make him a better person. To the point to where I shared my parents' experiences and asked them questions about 2.5, 3 years ago on my platform that none of those panels, none of those spaces even looked at. They're over here allowing their fear to consume them, as opposed to reaching out to me, or looking at my video live with my parents, or going over to a T.S. Madison channel and listening to Miss Mary talk about how she had to grow in loving her child. This fear shit is dangerous. And we all are going to be affected by it. We all are going to be affected by it. Boss man said it right. If we can just check ourselves first. And that's why I cape for self-love, because all self-love really is about is checking yourself first. Becoming aware of your thoughts and your emotions first. Asking yourself, why do I feel this way? Why did this trigger me? Why did whoop and all this other type of stuff happen? That's what self-love does. It makes you think before you speak, and on top of that, think twice. I think a lot. And like someone else in my inner circle said, not everything deserves to be said, and trust me, I keep my mouth shut because some of the things that I want to say, I know it would set these YouTube streets on fire. If I said what I wanted to say, there'll be certain platforms that will be having a lot of views and making a lot of money based off of what the hell I said, because I will have everybody coming out the woodwork. Because I already had that. Certain lives that were scheduled to speak against me, where all these people that I've never seen before came out the damn woodwork, only to fail, because in order for it to work, they would need me to participate. And I choose not to participate because I participated twice and y'all dropped the ball. Y'all fumbled on it. And now y'all want to sit up here and y'all want to get a win, a W, off of y'all L's. Well, you wouldn't be having so many L's if you knew what the hell you were talking about. Because if we're going to get up here and be able to speak about things that we don't even know, then I guess we all can do that. Again, there is nowhere on this board that you will be able to go that other human beings will not be able to go. Sorry. Don't know what to tell you. But hell is approaching, y'all. I want y'all to know that. And I don't talk about hell, fire, and brimstone. I'm all about love. But apparently, it seems like the majority of people want hell. So since y'all want hell, y'all gonna get hell. And I hope y'all ready for it. Because y'all say y'all want it. Y'all gonna gag when y'all finally get it. Because it's not gonna be in the way that y'all thought it was gonna be. It ain't gonna be in the way that y'all thought it was in the Bible. It's going to be completely different. I'll be sitting here sometimes thinking to my damn self, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What can I say? How can I take this angle and that angle to do it? But I realize it's going to take people coming together to do that. And I'm going to issue a challenge. If we're going to check ourselves, make sure we check ourselves across the board. Which means that when you're around other people who are saying ignorant stuff, check them in the moment. And that challenge really is towards black men. Because black men have no problem checking gay black men. They have no problem checking black men who are emotionally aware and intelligent. But yet the cojones shrivels the fuck up to where now they motherfucking TS black man when it come down to checking other black men who are destructive. Who have followed the playbook or took a page out of the playbook of white supremacy to have their own form of hierarchy in the community that is adding insult to injury. We already deal with shit because of racism, and now we got niggas in here literally adding insult to injury by also attacking blackness. So you even have black people who don't even believe that Black Lives Matter. And then when you have a person like Rico the Sleeves, or you have a person like my inner circle person, Jerson, or other people like Ron Vugada, who happen to have a certain type of perspective about it. They mean the black people, hold on, let's work our shit. We get mad and we get upset. Which is why even us as black people, we have things we have to work on too. Like a wise mystic said, you're not responsible for the mess that people make in your life. That's really not your responsibility because they left that mess there. Your responsibility, whether you like it or not, is the fact that you got to clean this up out of your life. And we're not teaching more of that. We're not having lives for real that talk about that. And when we do, they be low in views. Meanwhile, if I was cussing somebody out, if I was doxing somebody, if I was roasting somebody mama, if I was doing all this stuff, all the clicks and the views would come in, I would be well over 1,000 subscribers. But because I'm talking about real shit, or better yet, the scary shit that people don't want to talk about because it destroys their bubble, I think it would be wise for y'all to talk about this shit and get a solid foundation now before disaster strikes and you got to learn in the midst of the moment. And for those of y'all who learn in the midst of that moment, I'm really going to be with y'all as far as prayers. You know how difficult it's going to be to be able to learn in the midst of all that? Not everybody knows how to have control in the midst of chaos. We see this all the time. So if chaos is happening on a smaller scale, what the hell do you think is going to happen when shit really hits the fan? And if you really want to keep it a bean, the next election, if there is one after this one, we as human beings, as Americans, as people, we gonna have to really work through our fears and come together. We're gonna have to start having conversations to address said stereotypes and dead the stereotypes. The problem is you don't have people who are willing to do that. And if you're not willing to do that, then I need for you to go move the hell out the way so that the individuals that do can. There are so many platforms out here that have other people coming to them regularly where they could be having part 1, part 2, part 3. And shout out to Boss Man, because I hope there is a part 3. I enjoy hearing someone really objectively call out the blind spots of the queer community in a way that's constructive as opposed to destructive. He amidst a few other black men, but him in particular was the one who was able to really break it down to where it's like, I will sit here and listen to this individual. I can trust that their words are going to hold some sort of objective weight. So I hope that in fact and indeed there is a part 3. But I don't see a part 3 any damn where. Because again, the tactic that was created by the creator of that platform thought they were going to utilize this person against me, and now feel some type of way because this person has said that they are not there. I mean, that they're willing to have a conversation with me. Last time I checked. And again, Boss Man, if you're listening, I hope you are. My invitation is still open. It can be this platform or it could be your own personal platform. Like I already said, I'm not going on BMU's platform on their live because one, they're not going to get views off of me. And secondly, whatever sick, twisted, homoerotic gangbang fantasy they have with BubzDaGawd, I'm choosing not to participate in that, because when it comes to them niggas over there, again, it will always be pause. I keep saying this. None of the niggas over there does anything for BubzDaGawd, baby. The only person that do anything for BubzDaGawd at all on YouTube, especially in this chat, is probably Rico the Sleeve. That's probably the only one. And when it come down to white people, I'm really praying for y'all. Because again, y'all forefathers started this. Y'all just can't have it started and then benefit from it and then be like, oh, my hands are clean. No. Your hands are clean once you build reconciliation with the black community. Then your hands are clean. Then you're about square. Then you're about even. Ain't no more statute of limitation, especially if y'all benefiting to this day off of that. Either the statutations is over with, y'all still eating off that money. Because again, the middle class, money really belongs to black people. Because that was meant for black people. The 40 acres and the mule, that was for them until the Homestead Act happened, where again, these people gave their money to European immigrants. Y'all love talking about immigrants and how immigrants is the problem and all this stuff, but y'all didn't mind stealing from one group of people to give to y'all people to help establish the middle class. And then have the nerve to sit up here and tell black people that they have to be okay with that. That's like a motherfucker coming in and colonizing your home and telling you you got to be okay with how they live, how things are done here now, when you didn't even live here before. This sick, twisted sense of entitlement that a lot of people have If your ass does not love yourself, it's going to be very hard for y'all. And y'all not gonna make shit hard for me because it's hard for y'all. Fuck that. I've been told no shade. Oh, it'll never happen in my lifetime from multiple people. And my response to them is, okay, well, maybe you're gonna die before me because I'm gonna see something happen in my lifetime. If it was, it'll never happen in my lifetime, we would still be on the slave plantation to this day. But it took people who were brave, who had to face death. And a lot of people be talking about queer people. Oh my God, y'all niggas never seen war. Shit. Then why are some queer people dealing with PTSD because of what they've been through? The same thing that people that go to war deal with when they come back. PTSD. Oh, some of us seen some wars. It wasn't just a physical war by people putting their hands on me and beating me and choking me and jumping me, but it was also the psychological and emotional damage that did more, because my body, if I get cuts and scrapes on it, my body can heal without my permission. But as far as my mind and my emotions, I have to be the one to consciously, consistently heal myself. That's what's happening. It's a bunch of broken people in the world. And then you're telling the broken people that y'all don't care about them, because you have the luxury and the privilege to be able to just slide or just slap an assumption on them and keep it going. You can listen for trigger words and be like, oh, you're one of those people, and keep it going. But then when it's done to you, now you want everybody to read your autobiography and shit, your biography. You want people to know what happened to you when you was younger. Oh, so now when it's you, you can have all this awareness and attention to detail, but you can't have it for anybody else outside of y'all. Y'all are the ones who are really gonna have it the toughest. The reason why humanity will never be able to really heal is because a lot of y'all believe that humanity can never heal. And I think back at all the individuals before me who put their lives on the line to make it possible for BubzDaGawd to be an educated Black man. I am grateful that I had parents who loved me unconditionally. Because one thing that I am heavily abundant in, that I'm so grateful that I was given to by my parents, which was, again, that love. And because of that love and me getting to a place of overflow, I can come onto YouTube and sit down. Fuck a 5-minute video for some of you slow-minded individuals. But I'm able to sit there and do 5, 6, 7, one time almost 10-hour lives, sitting down, subjecting myself to the queerphobia, subjecting myself to the racism, having long suffering in such a way to where I would literally have people DM me and tell me, Bubs, I don't know how you do it. Bubs, I would have been cut the live off. Bubs, I don't know. Bubs, I don't know. Bubs, I don't know. Because I care. I care. I am in touch with my emotional side, my feminine side. But again, for the people who are not idiots and fear-based, I'm tapping into that side because it is energy in motion, and we are human beings. We produce energy. There is not one human being on this earth that is not producing energy. Unless they're dead. And even in that case, energy is still being produced in reference to breaking down the body. So again, energy is always in a constant state, a constant flow all the time. In America, because we so westernized and we're not like the East where there is more spiritual, natural things and ideologies and ways of looking at things to help balance our lives. This is the lives that we have. Lives of objectifying human beings. Trying to find a way to get over on human beings. To be a part of this fucking rat race. If we can't succeed and be what we want to do, what we want to be, then we can go ahead and fuck up other people's lives so that we have control over something. And again, I think a lot of y'all need to educate yourselves on what is known as the age of Aquarius, because in this age, whatever you put out, you're going to get back faster than this. Karma ain't gonna wait no damn 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Karma gonna be on your eyes. At the end of the day, I'm rocking with humanity. I'm rocking with humanity because that's the most important thing. Humanity. All these lines of division and shit like that, that is stuff that we play into, that we participate in. Consciously and unconsciously. I feel like racism, queerphobia, all the other phobias can be addressed. And we have the potential to resolve it as much as possible if we can work through the F, the E, the A, and the R, the false evidence appearing real. We are going to have to think outside the box and do something radically different. Because again, in the 60s and 70s, when oppressed groups of people were liberating themselves, the talk and the groundwork that was set in resistance to be resistant towards those oppressed groups of people were being set up in the late 70s, early 80s. And then when Ronald Reagan came into play, all this stuff catastrophically started happening to those oppressed groups of people. Out of nowhere, HIV and AIDS, or as they called it at the time, GRIDs, came out of nowhere and decimated a large part of the queer community, to where people like myself, I'm grateful I was part of a Black LGBT organization in Detroit that gave me the opportunity to literally sit down with a camera and record older queer people telling their stories. The reason why we don't have a lot of queer history right now is because the individuals who are going to create that died from GRIDs. Then the ex-gay movement was born for the gays who were afraid of getting AIDS, even though they still like niggas. Again, the crack epidemic came through and decimated the Black community like a scythe, putting Black and Latino men in prison for longer terms than their white peers who were doing cocaine. Cocaine, crack cocaine, chemically is the same thing. That same verbiage is being thrown around now. Protect the children being thrown around now. All this fear against immigration and against Latino people. It was the niggas destroying shit, not the niggas and the Latinos are destroying shit. The field niggas and the water niggas are destroying the community. We gotta get rid of DEI and diversity. Y'all want to go back to using salt and pepper when there's so many different seasonings, baby. We got lemon pepper. We got slap your mama seasoning. We got all type of stuff. And the fact that, again, we all are living in the information age where you can go onto Google and you ain't gotta be ignorant. And we're choosing to be ignorant. Y'all must want Castlevania to pop off. Y'all must want the Legends of Vox Machina to pop off. Y'all must want some very dark, demonic, evil shit to pop off. And when it does pop the hell off, y'all cannot change it. Y'all will be victims and slaves to it. A lot of y'all will sell y'all souls just to survive in that new dark reality that we contributed to, again, through our fear and ignorance, while there are people behind the scenes, as y'all Christians love to say, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, spiritual wickedness in high places, who are controlling the strings, who are putting everybody against us, and they make money. Oh, June is Pride Month, so we're going to make money. Oh, here comes Juneteenth. Let's release some Juneteenth ice cream. Let's make all this type of merchandise to bank off of this. It's the exact... America is a business. It's a business. It's a business. It's a business. America is a business. It's incorporated. It's meant to make money off of its own people. They force you to work in the system, then spend your money in the system, especially on things that don't even serve you. Do you know how much of our food is not even real anymore? It's genetically modified. The pharmaceutical industry is in the top 5, if I'm not mistaken, in reference to death of Americans. We're destroying the ozone layer. We're basically raping Mother Earth. Mother Earth. We're teaching our men to be destructive and be destructive only. And the only time that you're going to be somewhat submissive in a sense, and not even really submissive, is in the realm of sex. And that even with sex, it's about conquering things. Even when the fupa is hiding the dick, and some niggas haven't seen their dick in 7 years, to where at this point it is clinically and legally dead. Good. Okay. Let me look at the comments. Chief Soul Survivor said, gays, be aware they are not being shy about not liking us. And if you're out and proud and woke, baby, have something on y'all. That part, let me tell you something. I already went through being bullied. I already went through all that shit. I already went through that. I already dealt with that. I'll be damned if I'm going to deal with this as an adult the same way I did as a child. Hell no. That's why I tell queer people all the time, and I was telling even Queen Stevie, baby, find a way to protect yourself. And if a motherfucker try you, you lose your mind. You have a right to exist. If God, source, universe, consciousness did not want you to be a part of this experience, you would not be a part of this experience. And you have a bunch of people who are following an old ass book that even they struggle with. And they've gotten to the point to where, well, damn it, if you can't really be it, just act like you know, on some Fat Larry Band shit. Act like you know. You'll be in the show. Do-dum. Act like you don't. Doom. And then you won't. And they act so high and so mighty until a Larry Reid Live end up doing a cover story on them, or a King James does a story on them, and in some twisted, dark, evil cases, girl, motherfucking Wilhelmina McRae, the 20,000th girl, the funk of 40,000 years, might do an expose on your ass too. But if you are a queer person, learn how to defend yourself. If you ain't got enough clean record to get a weapon, as far as a firearm, You better go to Dollar General and have your shit with at least three. At least three big ass Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees ass knives and machetes and shit. So that if somebody fuck with you, they're over with. There are so many videos on YouTube that would teach you not just how to defend yourself, but to literally dismantle an individual. I already told you I'm already short, so fuck fighting fair, because if I'm going to assume, since we're doing assumptions, if I am going to be physically attacked, I'm going to assume you're trying to murder me. That's what I'm gonna say in my head. And I'm not gonna struggle with that. I'm not gonna be, oh my God, should I? No, baby. I would turn into, what's a nigga name from Resident Evil Girl? I would turn into Wesker in this mug. I would turn into Jack from the Incredibles. Be 4-5 different niggas on your ass. You don't even know. You will be so traumatized. Oh my God. But again, that's only in the realm of self-defense. I don't know what other individuals know, and that's not my problem. I know what I know. So if you're a queer person, protect yourself. I'm not playing. The reason why these statistics are the way they are is because a lot of us have allowed these statistics to be the way that they are because we are frozen in fear. I already dealt with being frozen in fear before, plenty of times as a child. I know what it's like. Bubs ain't doing it as an adult. I may be built like a child, a buff ass, stocky ass child, but you're not gonna do that to me as a grown ass adult. Hell no, baby. I will be judged by a jury of 12 before I'm ever carried out by a jury of 6. I'll let a jury of 6, a group of 6 people. I'd rather let they ass be carried out. And for some of these niggas, they gonna need more than 6. Some of these niggas gonna have caskets built like goddamn piano cases, grand piano cases, girl. Can we get a rhino gurney in here? Rico said, what I post? The post of you kind of doing a little twerk on the floor. I said, oh wow. I said, amen. Rico said it's been wars with themselves, and that's another thing. We need to deny race. I feel like we need to find a way to have a healthier viewpoint on race, as opposed to race being something to discriminate against or judge. I think if we were willing to be more open-minded about people's cultures and have a way to still respect their culture, I think that would be dope. Because even me, I'm attracted to black men. I would prefer to be with a black man. But if I'm not with someone who is black, the next no shade would be somebody who is Latino. I would want to learn more about Latino culture. So if we were willing to be more open-minded about other people's cultures and find a way to like meld them together in a gray area where we can understand each other, I feel like that would be more beneficial as opposed to just completely demonizing it. People fear what they do not understand, and then they hate what they fear. Why do we have to hate what we don't understand? If we don't understand, we also have the choice to educate ourselves so that we don't have to hate it. Or if there is a reason that we should be resistant against it, let's at least try to vet and see if we can find something to be resistant against. And a lot of times we won't. It'll be our own fears and our own judgments and biases that would keep us divided. Because again, I went on certain platforms bringing forth stats and statistics, and not even just on those platforms. I have invited those people on those platforms to watch my lives, to watch my content, so you can understand what I'm saying. And you can't just watch one of my shit to get an understanding, because if you do, that shows how lazy you are. And if that's the case, you need to move out the way, because leaders are not going to do that shit. Leaders understand that there's going to be a lot of hard work that's put into play. So if you're not willing to sit down and to really study to show thyself approved, to get up on these platforms and talk and speak with conviction like some of y'all fake and say that y'all do, if y'all not willing to do that, move out the way, or BubzDaGawd will call y'all out every single time, every chance I get. Because even the platforms that I be mentioning, it's not just them. It's the mindset of those platforms, because a lot of people in the community think the way that these individuals do. Which is why, again, when Boss Man showed up on the scene, I actually was happy for them. Because I'm like, yes, finally, an objective black man who knows what the fuck he's talking about, a younger one at that, one who can actually see his dick, girl, because ain't no fupa blocking it. Good, let me stop. My mind was gonna go somewhere else. Rico says everything is energy, and that's the thing. We never die because energy never dies. What you cooking, Rico? But I kind of want to come on and just share that real quick. Like, that's just on my spirit, you know. I will say this. If anyone wants to come up on the platform for a little bit, I don't mind like dropping or sending y'all the link. If y'all want to share y'all frustrations, y'all just let me know in the comments if you want to come up for a little bit. Because again, I'm on StreamYard. Normally when I do live stream, I live stream on OBS. And I'm an individual where I ain't got to be on camera. Y'all already know what the hell I look like. I ain't no ugly ass nigga. Girl, check my Instagram. The fuck? I want people to be more focused on what I'm saying, the passion behind my voice. I want them to hear that as opposed to being distracted on what I look like. Because there are some people that want me to cam up so bad because they think that I'm some troll in Central Park. Even though I cammed up before, and they want to find something to read me on because they can't read me on my intellect. They can't read me on how I show up in these conversations. Vegan Alfredo and Caesar salad. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds so good. But yeah, I just wanted to share this live. I might keep it up. I don't know. This was an impromptu live. Again, I just wanted to share my thoughts. Like we have to do something. We have to do something because I cannot just not care about humanity. I have to care about humanity because humanity also plays a part in my life experience. There are people that I have not even met yet who are going to be connected to my destiny. And if I walk in with this preconceived notion about groups of people in which I haven't studied to show myself approved or to even see if that's the case or to deal with the fear, I could be messing up my own blessings in my own life because I'm allowing the fear of other people to stop me from doing that. Even when there's individuals who are facing the fear and that are trying to bridge the gap, whether it be heterosexual black men having conversations with queer black men or the queer community, or whether it's white people having conversations with black people, or whether it's black people having a conversation with Latino people and vice versa, that they stop those. They don't want those to happen. Why you hanging out with them? Why you hanging out with them? But your Lord and Savior told you that you're supposed to go forth and teach all nations, right? Your Lord and Savior went out into the highways and byways and was having conversations with the people. And the people that he was arguing down to the ground wasn't the people that he was out there reaching. He was arguing down the Pharisees and the Sadducees at these temples made by man that he said that he did not dwell in, i.e. a lot of these churches. Because it was never about people's soul salvation to begin with. It was about controlling people's narratives and then being able to benefit financially from that. Because now every aspect of our lives have become commercialized, has become monopolized. Everything that we do costs money. While we live in a country where people unfortunately have to work 2, 3, 4 part-time jobs because there aren't enough full-time jobs out here for everybody. That there are people who went to fucking college and have student loan debt and are working at McDonald's. And they did what was considered the right thing. And then you wonder why a lot of people end up selling drugs, why they do the trap shit. Because why would I sit here and do the quote unquote right thing and go to work working 2, 3 jobs with people in my face? I have to overwork and be underpaid when I can simply go out on the street and for a damn weekend make more money in 3 days than I would make after a year with my 3 jobs combined. To where they will end up saying, okay, I will risk my life to do that because at least I'm getting my money faster. Like, we have to wake up. We have to wake up. We have to wake up. For the people who are demonizing woke, baby, don't listen to them. They want to stay asleep. They're afraid that because they don't want their ass to wake up, girl. They don't want to see the truth of what's going on because the slumber is a lot better. It's better for them to hide their head in the sand like a damn ostrich, talking about la 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 la. They rather do all of that as opposed to face the truth. I had to face the truth of the reality of how the world was at a very young age. The first time I heard the word fag was in church and at school, and both of those places also enforced the ideology behind that word as well. I didn't have any healthy representation of queerness in my own life that probably would have helped make my life better had I had that. To where I had to become a teenager and a young adult to finally start educating myself about queerness because there was this fear narrative surrounding it. So if you really care about the children like you say you do, then maybe it's best that y'all educate yourselves. Maybe it's best that y'all transcend your fears so you don't pass those fears down to your children. We still having conversations with black kids telling them, oh, you have to survive the encounter. There should be no encounter to survive in the first place, especially if I didn't do anything wrong. But yeah, we want to talk about that. Shout out to Chief Soul Survivor. Shout out to Queen Stevie. Shout out to Rico in the building. It's good to see you. It's been a minute. Hope you come back for more. I definitely got to get you back on the live one day because, like I said, I want to continue to have spiritual conversations. Like I've done a lot of surface level conversations because, unfortunately, a lot of people are on the surface level. A lot of these platforms I go to, these are very surface level, shallow-minded individuals when it comes to certain topics about humanity. And I do be wanting to have those higher vibratory spiritual conversations. And I do feel like, Rico, you're an individual where we can have that. So we may have to plan something for real, for real. I know we see it all the time and life get in the way, but I want to have you on the platform. And I even want you to speak your truth. Even some of the critiques you have for the black community. I want to hear that. Because again, if you can look in our blind spots to help us become better as human beings, I am all the way fine and all the way cool with that. Because black people are not exempt. White people are not exempt. Straight people not exempt. Queer people not exempt. Humanity is not exempt. So again, if there are things that you can offer us that is constructive, then we are all for it. It's the fear-bedding destructive shit that is damaging to us. And we already damaged as black people. Not just outside of ourselves, but now we're taking that damaging energy and internalizing it now, which makes it even more scary and more dangerous because I feel like this is the first time, at least in my opinion, where blackness has really been attacking each other the way that it has, especially in this consistent manner since the 90s when gangster rap came onto the scene. Which, if you ask me, was just a manifestation of the frustrations and anger and all this other type of stuff energetically that black people could not express outside of themselves. So now they're internalizing and expressing it inwardly. To where not only do we have to deal with the supremacy outside of us, now there's supremacy going on inside of blackness. And it's not even the supremacy of loving yourself. It's the supremacy of the crabs in the barrel mentality, where we will pull other black people down and crawl on top of them to make it out, as opposed to interlocking and helping all the crabs get out. So just wanted to share that, y'all. Thank y'all for watching, or listening, shall I say. I might keep this live up. I don't know. It ain't gonna have no description. This is gonna say checking ourselves. If y'all want to watch the live, that's cool. If not, that's cool too. Because at the end of the day, I realize that human beings gonna do what they gonna do. And if you're gonna do what you're gonna do, don't get mad at all when you continue to get what the fuck you been getting. I'm out.
I Can be anything I choose in this round. We are a sound vibration too deep to tell.